AITA for not paying my nephew's tuition. I, 39F, recently got divorced. It was my fault. I had a one-night stand with a colleague, he fell in love, and when I didn't want to follow him, he sent evidence of our relationship to my then-husband, John, 45M. I know I was wrong for cheating, and that's not my question. Overall, the divorce proceedings were relatively amicable. I really wanted to stay in our home, where I raised our son, David, 17M, and we found a way to make that possible. Soon after the divorce, my father, 76M, was diagnosed with cancer. He always wanted to go on a cruise with the whole family and is planning the big trip for the next holidays, treatment permitting. However, that time was meant for John to see David, so I need John's approval. I brought it up with him, and he understood that my father's diagnosis changed things. However, he didn't agree immediately. He wants to talk to David first, and that talk hasn't happened yet. Meanwhile, school tuition is due, and we send David to an expensive private school. John has an impressive income, and is happy to pay for David's education. Prior to our divorce, we were helping my sister, Susan, 43F, who is not as wealthy, by paying to send her two children, 16M and 13M, to the same school. Susan gets the bill and sends it to John. He responds that since they are not family anymore, it isn't his problem. Susan thinks it isn't fair for her children to have to switch schools since they have been attending there, have friends there, and would have to go to a lower quality school. Susan and her family have relied on him, and it's cruel of John to cut them off. My parents think that because the divorce was my fault, it is my responsibility. They suggest I sell the house and come live with them. They have even found someone to buy it, my cousin. I don't want to do this primarily because of my parents smoking, but also because it's not as straightforward as they make it sound. In the divorce, we set up the deed to transfer the property to David after I die. John wanted to ensure that if I were to remarry, it wouldn't end up with my hypothetical stepchildren. John thinks it has nothing to do with him anymore, and if there is money for a cruise, then it's time for the rest of the family to step up and support them through this transition. Still, I don't want to push back on him, because he hasn't technically agreed to let David go on the holiday, and I don't want to jeopardize my father's possible last wish. I feel guilty about the situation. I don't see a happy way of gathering the money. But I also agree that it is unfair that my nephews will likely have to move schools due to no fault of their own. I wish I could help, but I'm not the wealthy aunt I was a year ago. I'm not living in poverty, but I don't have that kind of spare money either. Does that make me the AH? Names have been changed, obviously.
If you liked this video, make sure you hit the like button and comment down below your thoughts. Also don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more videos like this.